Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Podcast, YouTube edition. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable, but most importantly, I am human. Speaking of identity, I have a perfect example, and it just shows how even companies, corporations as a whole label us to the point where they want to kick people out. Well, okay, current event time. In North Carolina, it's like, well, right now we have the movie The Color Purple coming out, which I plan on going to soon. But there was a pastor, someone who has fought for our civil rights and everything. And him and his mother, his 90-year-old mother, decided to go to the movies to go see The Color Purple. And he has a disability. He walks with two canes. He has a special chair to help his bad hip and everything because a wheelchair is too low for him. Wow. Him and his mother went to the movies, and turned out one of the employees came up to him telling him he would have to leave or either sit in one of the normal chairs, but they paid for the ticket and he sat in the disability area. He has his own chair, sat in the area for disability wheelchair use like people, and they literally called like AMC called the police and he was kicked out. Even though he wasn't blocking anybody, even though he was in a chair, and yes, it's not a wheelchair, but it's a chair that would be able to handle his disability. So part of me wants to know, since when has disability been a cookie cutter thing? Because yes, there are wheelchairs for people who need them and those who are not able to walk far distances or either paralyzed, or there's so many different reasons. But thanks to technology and thanks to options, there are more than just one standardized type of chair for the variety of different types of disabilities that are out there. It's like a wheelchair is not going to help everybody. And it just really annoys me how he wasn't disturbing anybody and he wasn't doing anything wrong. And and then AMC, before the CEO, I believe, like, had a response of an apology. I think I found the link for that. So remind me if I forget to attach it in the I'll try to put it in the communities area, or in for the podcasters in the reading area and everything. But yeah, they said he should have called to let them know about this special chair. And I just want to know, like, what about that chair was so complicated? What was so wrong about that chair that would distract or take away the movie experience from anybody? And it's just to the point where having a disability, I don't want to get to a point where I always feel like I have to prove my disability. I always have to tell someone my disability. And I already covered this in a previous episode, so check it out where I kind of list different ways where you can talk to people with disabilities. Because even during jury duty and even at Disney World, and I mean, it happens all the time in public, but yeah, Disney and jury duty. Oh, what's wrong with you? What happened? And they don't even ask how my day is or how am I. They don't know anything about me, but oh, they want me to just, oh, well, it all started. Oh, well, I have that. Like, no, it's none of your business. Or, did you get run over by a car? It's like that one happens. Like, I get that asked that one a lot. And I don't like. Okay, just be quiet. Close your lips. Like, people say there's no stupid questions, but sometimes I beg to differ. But but yeah, they had the nerve to kick out this man, and he was just trying to sit and watch a movie in comfort, having a chair that would give him comfort. And some people might say, well, some people without disabilities, or some people might just bring any old chair. So, okay, AMC will need to figure out how to state different parameters and things like that. So, okay, that might be a little tricky in some ways, but at the same time, shouldn't people with disabilities be able to go in public, be able to go to attractions and things in comfort? Shouldn't we be allowed to be comfortable and have fun and enjoy ourselves, enjoy our lives? Because I keep hearing people tell me, just stay at home. What are you doing? You're going to do this. You're going to go out and do that. And I'm just like, my heart is beating, right? I'm still breathing. I'm alive, right? Why shouldn't I be allowed to embrace and take advantage of different opportunities? Why can't I have goals? Why can't I have like just a list of things that I want to do and experience? A lot of people, they, when it comes to identity, some people think of disability as uh, you can't, period. And especially when it comes to the movie theaters, or this experience in particular, it should have been like, well, he can't until he can bring a chair that would bring him comfort. And he honestly has a disability, so this will allow him to be able to enjoy like every other person. And if able bodied people started trying to take advantage of this, that's on them. And that's when AMC would need to provide, or do like, just don't have us try to prove our disability, because it's like there are going to be some people who would take advantage of that rule or something. But it's like that area is for people with disabilities. He has a disability. He sat in that area having a disability. And it's not fair that you kicked him out because he wasn't interrupting anybody. And I don't know if these employees talked to the manager at first to kind of confirm that they need to call the police or anything like that. But if this was the manager's call, he needs some training. He needs to find some empathy, because right now he's looking like a villain. Because have having a disability is already hard enough. Standing out is hard enough. Getting stared at, looked at, whispered about, it's something where when we go out in public, we have to deal with on a regular basis. So for you to, on top of that, interrupt an experience where he, like, okay, finally get to relax, sit down, and eat some popcorn or snacks or whatever, and enjoy an artistic, beautiful film, and mess that up. And it's almost to the point where, I mean, I can sit in the regular disability area chairs and everything, but part of me, like, in a way, a little nervous now. Because, like, when I did go see the Barbie movie, I did get a lot of stares. And even when I went to the door, people were running, oh, I'm sure you can't get the door. And so it's like a woman went, and got the door for me, and I told her, I was like, I can open a door, and there is the disability button like right there, so I've got it. Oh, but I'm sure you couldn't do, and oh, that gets on my nerves too. People stop telling us what we can't do. Sometimes, especially if we don't ask for your help, let us live our life. Let us have our independence. It's like if we find out that, oh, this door is heavy, because I've been at restaurants that, oh, their doors are not disability friendly whatsoever. And so I'm trying to get the door open while holding on to my walker and everything like that. And then like sometimes maybe a staff member or a nice person at one of the tables will see and they'll grab the door for me. And I remember there was one not too far from me where the woman who opened the door, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" You're like, "This is like, I didn't even think about how heavy this door is until it's like I'm helping you. Oh my gosh!" And I'm nodding like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Now we both know the door is heavy. And when she went back to her table, she was just like, "They need to fix that door." It's like, how is somebody with a like her with a disability supposed to be able to open that door? And so it started conversation. And to me, I'm like, you know what? It's a baby step, because now maybe more people can see that we do come out in the light and the dark. We like to have fun too. We like to enjoy ourselves. If we are given the opportunity, if you can have a wheelchair ramp, or have someone who speaks sign language, or someone who has maybe the menu, like sometimes I wonder, do restaurants have menus written in braille? And I know some restaurants, they change their menus pretty often, and it's like each time they change it, it'll be expensive or something. But either that, or there's one thing that I've been kind of debating about, thinking about seeing if I can talk to a technology expert to produce, because everyone should be able to go in public and go out to eat and enjoy their meal and everything like that. So sometimes we are not able to have that experience because of the limitations that the business gives us. And also being stared at, looked at, talked about literally one table over and everything like that. But I digress. But it's really sad. And like, even like thinking about this pastor, it's like he he's been working on and fighting for civil rights. And even in the North Carolina area, he's known to just do such great, amazing work and give back to the community and be such an amazing, great mentor. But that day, he was put in a box. That day, he was put down and shamed. And some people are like, no, he wasn't shamed. Getting kicked out because of a disability you cannot control, getting kicked out because you're trying to live your life in comfort, and it's a chair. And because it is different than what the cookie cutter like objective or definition of disability is in many people's eyes, he was punished. He was punished for something that he cannot control. So yes, he was shamed, and it's pathetic. And it's like, especially like I told you guys in the last episode about this one guy who, and I'll talk so much more about this. It's like, but guys, mean what you say, know what you mean in your profile. If you're gonna say chatting friendship, mean that. Because like when some women are like, "Ooh, you might want to be friends," cause and you see they like for me, it's like I see someone who loves anime and Disney and like puzzles and like Dungeons and Dragons and all that nerdy stuff. I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" It's like so cool. But then when I start talking to them, yeah, they get upset because I'm not gonna go over and sleep with them. But I say that because they're one of the last gentlemen I told you about that, like, he has a disability too. And on his profile, he has chatting and friendship. And it's like he also has long-term relationship, but I I saw and noticed chatting and friendship. But when it came to my passions, my dreams, and everything like that, he didn't care about that. When I told him that I'm trying to help and I want to expand on disability rights, disability representation, and even that's like I tried telling him about my books with main characters with disabilities, he didn't care about that. He kept changing the subject on when are you going to come over my house and cuddle with me? When are you going to come over to my house and cuddle with me? When am I going to see how talented you are with your lips? That is what he messaged me. And at the same time, he was just like, politics don't really matter. It's like we all have our rights. And then I had to remind him because this is one reason why I was bringing up the able bodied white male thing because the Constitution was written for you. He had, even though he has a disability, but other than that, this country was made, literally written for him. Women had to had to fight for their rights to vote, have a bank account, to be able to work, and everything, and so many other things. And then for people of color, Black people, had to fight for our right to vote. We still have to fight to have our natural hair out at work, at school, in some public thing. Like, yeah, we're limited with our own natural hair. And so it's just frustrating how it's like with him putting me down or him saying you have all your rights, there's nothing to fight for, politics, but like just he was just putting me down for saying that I'm interested in politics and how I'm trying to make a difference, and then turn around and we have like, yeah, because yeah, he blocked me and I was like, I was happy too because I blocked him in one, he blocked me in another, and I'm like, ooh, we blocked each other, heck yeah. So because I don't, because another thing, he kept saying he's bored. Okay, well, yeah, you work at Amazon, but get a hobby. Yeah, get a hobby, and yeah, it's like you have two daughters. Maybe figure out something to do with them and everything. So, but yeah, it was just there's so much stuff still going on out there with people with disabilities. We still have things to fight for. Even going to a movie theater in comfort, being able to enjoy and live our life and have a social life or be able to have hobbies and interests. Because do you know how many times, like, because I'm trying to get back out there with my disability and really learn new things that I'll be able to do. And it's like, do you know how many times it's like I would need to check or call to see if it's disability friendly, if they have a wheelchair ramp or an elevator, or what floor it's on, or how far it is from the parking lot, or does the parking lot have a lot of disability parking spaces? A lot of people don't think about that, and they should. It's like, okay, maybe you don't have a disability, but maybe you don't have a disability right now. You don't know what's going to happen to any of you at all. And a lot of people only think about themselves. And I mean, I guess since I have a disability and a person of color and a woman, that my almost my entire identity I have to fight for. And I think that's another reason why I support the LGBTQ community, because I know how much with my identity I have to fight for. So I will hold their hand and support them, love them, adore them, because they're getting hate on loving. They're being treated differently because of loving, because they don't fit the stereotype traditional box of love and relationship. Oh, but that woman, that mom's a liberty leader. She contradicted herself real well, didn't she? Oh my gosh, I still think that's real funny because I'm just like, as a leader, you just contradicted yourself and you're doing the exact same thing you're shaming other people for doing. But now that your identity came to the light, how do you like it now? So, but yeah, I find it amusing. I feel it like, because it's like love is love. Is like, and also whatever someone else decides to do, that like, if they decide to marry somebody, I'm not marrying them. That's on them, whatever. So it's just like, if they, I love when someone finds somebody that loves them through and through, what, no matter what. And I thought that's what love is supposed to do. But lately I've been kind of proven wrong with that. So when it comes to identity, just know that you should be whoever you want to be. And if you are different from the standards or stereotype of what's how someone is trying to put you in a box, screw it, whatever. Be you, be your wonderful, beautiful you. And so, okay, I'm gonna, by talking a little bit about my projects, my business, and everything, because, well, of course, but it's like I am working on splitting my one novel into two. And so I thought it was going to be ready by April or so, but now I'm just like, oh, great. Okay, I don't think so. But it's kind of great and amazing because of all of the things that I've picked up, or not picked up, but especially maybe doing the podcast and the YouTube channel. There are certain things where with my main character, I'm just like, there's more to her. There's more complexity, especially when it comes to the disability. And there's more ways where I can connect everybody to her, either pain, to her laughter, to her even awful, horrible dating life. So, but in a way where you can laugh, maybe cry, laugh some more, and then kind of be like, one of my other characters, Natalia, is like, be that boss friend who's like, okay, girl, where's his car? Where's his house? We're burning his clothes. Like, okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do, okay. The handicapable black woman right now is telling you, do not do that. But one of my characters in the book, she offers. She offers. And I don't know, it's like, especially after the situation happened with AMC and everything, it shows me more why we need more representation, why we need people to read and see, and like see us on the big screen, but see us in public as well, living our lives, because that doesn't happen a lot. I get stared at a lot, or especially going like way back before I knew I had a disability. But it's like I always knew something was different about me, because everyone kept telling me I'm lying about my walking and I just wanted to do or walk the way I do. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? It's like, if I could walk normal, don't you think I would do it? Especially after years and years. Why do you just think I want to do this? And that's all. Yeah, when it comes to identity and stuff, like some people's like, when they say, you don't look like you have a disability, you're too pretty to have a disability. Yeah, I'm putting that kind of stuff in my book because it's disgusting. Because sometimes I wonder, like, I've asked people, what does disability look like? What do you think disability looks like? Tell me, let me know. Because when people, You're too beautiful to have a disability. Oh, just go to the hospital and get fixed. You're too pretty for that. But then they think that's a compliment or they think that they're helping when either way I still have the disability. Either way I still have to fight every single day for me to be able to live a fulfilling life. And especially when it comes to dating, men telling me, you're beautiful, you're smart, but I just can't date a cripple or an R word or whatever. And I would say that, like, I don't know if YouTube will, like, yeah, shame me if I, because part of me was just like, you know what? I needed to let it hit your ears like it hit mine. And I've had men tell me, you would be like the perfect bride or the perfect wife if you didn't walk like that, if you didn't have a disability. I would marry you, but if we had kids, I wouldn't want my kids to end up walking like you. Yeah. So I'm always put in a box, the disability box. And you know what? I do have a disability. For years, they told me I didn't. They told me I wanted to be like this. They told me I wanted to be different, to stand out, to trip on myself, or to wear out my shoes way too early or soon, and all types. It wasn't until it was too late almost, literally, that then they finally paid attention because identity, a lot of doctors don't. They put people in a box as well, and they choose who they want to treat well and who they want to ignore. They do. And I'll talk a lot more about that pretty soon too. I need to look up like National Doctors Month because I know National Pharmacy Week or month is November, but now I need to see what is for doctors because, yeah, I'm probably going to tell more about the doctors during that time. But I'm going to be doing more stuff with or writing more material with superheroes. And then also, I have one in outer space and then more with superheroes. I have another one that I'm typing that is, I'm still trying to figure out which disability representation I'm going to have for the main character, but really excited about that one. And then the Grim Reaper, and then Ghosts. So, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it and everything, but I'm saying that to just say continue working on your goals, and I will be starting a Patreon soon. So basically it's to work on goals. I want to have like work streams where we talk, we chat, laugh, giggle, and everything. And then for like maybe 20 minutes to a half hour, it's like even if you're remodeling your house, it's like tiling or something, like start painting. And or it's like if you're working on another project, it does not have to be writing a book or reading a book or anything like that. If you're working on something, even if it's maybe working out too, it's like I want the kind of channel where I encourage and we encourage each other, uplift each other, and show the world that don't downplay us, don't tell us what we cannot do. But thank you for listening. And if this is your first time, welcome, welcome. And I hope you like kind of message in the message bar about what you love about your identity, your uniqueness, and how you plan to express your uniqueness even more. And or just to say hello, hi, how are you doing, and what you're going to be doing for the new year. But just know that I am the handicapable Black woman. I am a woman. I am of color. And I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human.